Yeah, welcome back to Banishers, Ghost of New Eden. We are actually in the last main mission. Love finds a way, but just theoretically, because we still have some side business to deal with. We are here in the just in the side mission 45 Vault, but we're also in a new area, or more or less new area. I mean, we were walking around here yesterday already for like around 1 hour almost. Well, basically 1 hour, and yeah, like basically we discovered almost everything, but here's still this totem. So, oh yeah, the altar. I think then we should have covered this area in general. Even though I'm so not sure where the bait boss is. Oh, this here should be probably the bait boss, no? Let's go to Boston then. I go we were there. It's a dead end. Okay, then not Boston. Back to New England.
cannot work this one out.
Pizza!
We never did this before. We already were there upstairs before, but we could figure this out.
Kate, good day to you. Good to see you back in business.
Red McWraith, what can I do for you?
It's time we talked of Deborah.
Yes, it is.
What happened to her?
Pennington levelled accusations against her. Vile accusations. Many delighted in them. She was clever. She was free. She cherished the truth, of the mind and of the heart. Some took that for godlessness, but I've never met a person more divine.
How did you meet?
I'll not answer that. It's the moment of my life I cherish most. Words would only fail it. I will say this, despite my grief. For a time, I laid my head on Deborah Comenius's bosom. And for that, I'll be forever grateful.
Her ghost appeared when we downed the beast. Have you seen her since?
God save me, no. My heart would not bear it. Might it happen yet?
I don't believe she wished to frighten you. I doubt she'll bother you again. She has business elsewhere.
If ever you should deal with Deborah, deal quick. Let her not suffer long. For her sake, and for mine.
How is your sister?
She's gone. When I told of what she'd done, she had no choice but to leave.
Will you make peace?
I don't know. She sent friends and neighbours to their deaths. I'd like to think she'd not have done the same to me. But I'll never know for sure.
Did telling the truth serve you?
The truth is dangerous. Not least to she who tells it. But the cut is clean. The rot is gone. Her lies can harm us no more.
Now that you're in...
I've little time, but you may ask.
What's your plan?
I've thought long and hard about this. My conclusion, we should stay here. Start afresh.
Here? In the woods?
They won't always be the woods. We'll clear the land, plant it, make something of it. We owe it to those who died.
All right then. What's the news around here?
Jacob Lynn lives among us now. That's new. And surprising. He's always been wild.
Oh, I've met the man. He did seem ill-suited to, being around other people.
That he believes himself a wolf. That's new too. But surprises me less. He's always been... strange.
I'm trying to track someone down, and I was hoping you could help me.
I doubt I'll be much use. But I'll help you if I can.
So, I found your name in an old letter. It was addressed to someone by the name of Grace. It was written by Deborah Comenius.
You're tenacious. I'll give you that. But must you push so?
Deborah wrote of a cabin in the woods. Could this Grace person have found it?
I don't know. It was all a very long time ago. I had forgotten her.
Did Grace ask you for help?
No. Grace Pennington vanished. No one ever saw her again.
Grace Pennington? As in Captain Saul Pennington?
Interesting.
Pennington had a daughter, and you knew her.
I knew her, but not well. Deborah had her in the school and spoke of her from time to time. Shy as a porcupine and twice as prickly, as I recall.
Deborah wrote the letter in February 1688. When did Grace disappear?
Months later, Pennington accused Deborah of being a witch. In my recollection, that moment overshadows all others.
What did Grace look like?
I remember her thin and boyish, encumbered by dresses she hated to wear.
That sounds like Seeker.
Does the name Seeker mean anything to you?
It sounds less a name than a calling, but neither mean anything to me. We done?
One more question. Did the school teacher keep a cabin in the woods?
Deborah spent much time walking the woods, trying to understand New Eden, she said. Now that you mention it, I remember a snowstorm. She spent 3 days in a hut not far from here. Southeast, across the drawbridge, along the path towards the mine. If it's still there.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Well, what have you heard?
I found him.
Oh my. Where is he?
Tell her straight.
We found his body.
No. No. It can't be.
I don't think she knew.
Oh, God. Poor Daniel. How did it happen?
He was attacked by wolves. I need to know exactly what happened between you two.
Nothing. We did argue at times, but siblings argue, don't they?
Aye. Doesn't normally lead to killing unless there's a lot of money involved. What did you argue about?
What didn't we argue about? That foolish, obstinate man.
Daniel's ghost haunts you now.
Me? How am I to blame?
That's interesting. I didn't say you were to blame.
I mean, why haunt me if he does not blame me?
Well, there are other reasons for a haunting. But his is all about the treasure. He won't let you have it.
I should have bloody known.
I need to go in your house and look through his things. Do you mind?
Since when did what I mind matter a moment around here? Do what you must.
Look at you, playing the role of the worried sister.
Been digging up gold and digging up worms. I know which I'd choose.
Neither seems to have made them rich.
What do you want now?
Time.
They came prepared. Not prepared enough, it seems. Moments from the past are still here.
Imi sio mar hynja nish.
It's perfect. He'll never tell the difference. You won't cross me, dear brother. Not me.
She knew he'd steal the map, so she made her fate.
He died because she tricked him. I wonder what she'll say when we tell her.
Well, you've looked through our things, such as they are, and I'll warrant you've learned nothing.
Well, I do have more questions. You're very helpful, friendly and amenable. Is it an act?
I don't understand. Why would you ask such a thing?
I know about your forged map. I know you know why Daniel is missing.
How do... Banisher thing, huh? That old fool's greed got him killed, not me.
Truly does she love him so?
You knew exactly what had happened to your brother. Why'd you lie?
What does it matter? He went after the treasure alone and got what he deserved.
I said I'd help you. I keep my word. I'm afraid you must face your brother one last time. Daniel, it's time. Your sister's here. Show yourself.
You'll not have it. You hear me? The treasure is mine.
I see you, Dan. I see your ghost. And you're still mean. The Banisher will see to you.
You fool no one, you dog-grubbing harpy.
Oh, not even death could give you manners.
Enough! Both of you. I'll have the truth now, if you please. And then I shall decide. I saw your letter, Edith. You plan to return to Yorkshire?
Look around you. This country is cursed. It'll never come to nothing. Life were hard in Yorkshire too, but it were home. And the land there is not cursed.
You don't want to go home. You don't want to go back to our old life. You want to go back and buy a large holding and be important.
I saw your map, Daniel. You were hunting treasure.
There's gold out there, and I would stake my claim. This country would have made us rich.
Fool. There's nothing here but sticks and stones and mud and rot.
At least I was trying to get us out of it, instead of running away and abandoning everything like a coward, like him.
Don't you dare say one more word. I'm not like our father.
Edith, you faked a map and fooled your brother. This is how that ended.
You did what?
I had no choice. I couldn't trust you, and I were right.
You'll not have the treasure, you snake!
Nor will you now that you're dead. You'll not squander it on cursed land like a rustic fool. We'd have been better off in England. You know it, but you would not listen.
That choice was not yours to make!
Driven by greed, you went after the treasure alone. You double-crossed your sister.
Bastard!
Snake,
Black-hearted blackguard!
say that again, you ramp.
Quiet, the both of you.
This family has 2 black sheep and they're both utter pains in the ass.
Well, it's new that they don't make the guy the bad one completely bad. You know, like in old stories, always the guys are the bad ones. It's the first story where both are basically assholes.
The truth is told. Decision time.
No, I would kill a bitch, but we already killed 2 idiots. Assholes, so we have to do the descending path.
Edith and Daniel Keene, your rivalry and greed caused this tragedy. Edith will never claim the treasure. Daniel, your demands are satisfied, and you may go.
Is this the end?
An end, and a new beginning.
To a new beginning.
To a new beginning. Cheers. Go in peace.
How do you know that the idiot will not get the treasure? She still has this treasure map to go after it. Why did you get it?
You did right, Banisher. You did right, Banisher.
Benedict has a bad voice actor. He's always hard to understand.
Folk look well. Maybe they'll settle here.
Are you still here?
Why, you're welcome. It's an honour to help you out. No thanks necessary.
Spare me your humour.
What do you know of a young woman named Grace?
I don't know where you heard that name, Banisher. But you should not say it again.
It's important. Else I wouldn't ask.
I owe you, Banisher. And I believe your word is good, but I cannot help you.
I read the name on a letter. It was a very interesting missive. I don't know what went on between you two, but she really hates you.
And what would you have had me do? Abandon my duty as a father? Allow her to stray from the safety of her people? Away from God? Away from me? She wished me to bend. But in this world, those who bend must inevitably break. I stood. Stout and firm.
The letter told quite the tale. I'd like to hear your side of it.
I have heard tell, sir, of the contumacious Scots, and I did not hear wrong. For you are indeed relentlessly, perversely, bloody-mindedly obstinate.
Why the mystery?
A stubborn and difficult child. Always quick to disobey. Especially when the orders were mine. Never understood her antagonism or hostility. A sheer bloody-minded antipathy. She didn't get it from her mother. Now I have no daughter, and it is all the better for all concerned.
The letter was clear. You're to blame for what happened to her.
She has no one to blame but herself. I tried to prevent it. She would not listen. I hurt her. That, sir, is laughable. I worked hard to make up for her mistakes, so she would not pay the price for them.
Whatever you did seems to have made things worse.
I stood firm. That, sir, is what must be done, and that, sir, is what I do. I stand firm.
Want to tell me what happened?
If you must know it, I sent her away. I exiled her.
Why? Why would you do that?
She left me with no choice. I caught her in an act of sin. I caught her reading, studying. Witchcraft, sir. I caught her studying witchcraft. There was a book. I don't know where it came from, and damned if I could get rid of it, but she would not put it down. Not even after I forbade it.
Now, why does Lammy Haskell suddenly spring to mind? And Deborah, too.
Though Deborah was innocent, you accused her of witchcraft. Do you deny it?
Deny it? I claim it. By law, she was no witch. But neither was she innocent. She was poison. A ruiner of children. She corrupted my grace. I am a much changed man with the intervening years. Looking back, with the benefit of experience, I was entirely right and would not change a thing.
If I came to learn your daughter survived, if I knew where she was...
No, I'd have nothing to say to her. For me and all who know me, Grace Pennington is long dead. You wanted answers. Now you have them. And there are no more.
As a community, we can do better. I can do better.
God has returned us to the light. Our false prophet...
Don't take this the wrong way, but what the hell are you talking about?
I know it now.
It shines in it.
Your Bibles, Mr. Bachelor.
I doubted you. Forgive me, neighbour. You are indeed a good Samaritan. They shall find a good home in the school at New Eden.
I'm a...
God...
We have failed. We have failed, Banishers. You are a sight for sore eyes. And I do admit my eyes are sore.
Lamentation. Or are you the Honourable Mr. Haskell now?
Are we interrupting?
Yes, you are. But your interruption is the latest of many. Things are not going well.
Not so much. Yes, you may.
Oh.
Let's leave it there.
We overheard you. What are you working on?
I, to my horror, am working on a speech. It's terrible. I don't even know where to start.
You've not asked for advice, but I'll give it anyway. You could start with forgiveness. Seems appropriate.
That might just work. Thank you.
What's going on here, Lamentation Haskell?
Nothing's going on here. Not really. All right. Folk despair. They've lost trust in my father. They finished the meeting house, but... well, people talk and foolish people shout. In their wisdom, the flock decided that we were heretics, or worse. They took down the wards, burned our books, and then set fire to our house.
They're afraid. Can you blame them?
No, it was inevitable. If anything, I blame myself for failing to see it coming. Without the wards, the situation worsens, and folk blame my father.
Would they be wrong?
Right or wrong, spectres walk once more, and we need the services of a banisher. Or two. If you can bring people peace, I doubt they'll be grateful. But I shall.
We've closed a couple of haunting cases. That might help.
My father shall be pleased. Thank you. We put much faith in you, and every time you prove us right. Perhaps you'd have time to help me with my speech. 'Tis almost written. I need an ending, a high note on which to finish. I was thinking of talking about... you. Would you permit it?
People don't always trust Banishers. Perhaps speak of courage. The spark of fire in their souls.
That could work, yes. With the added spice of your profound wisdom, I believe this speech will help restore the company to peace and temperance.
Who ordered the books burned?
I don't know. Does it matter? It was chaos. I brought my father to safety out of their sight. When I came back the next day, it was like nothing had happened. The pyre was cooling. All my ghost's wards were destroyed. No one said a word. Funny thing is, they did not find the books I'd already borrowed from my father's shelves. If they had, I'd now be dead.
We should go.
Words have power. The right speech at the right moment can change the world.
I heard General Count von Starenberg speak to his troops once. It didn't look like much, but when he spoke, soldiers listened. When all seemed lost, he filled their hearts with courage, hope and rage against the enemy. This will be where they had their wee bonfire.
Haskell had a lucky escape.
Another? How can this be? Why should it be?
Mr. Law? Everything all right there, friend? Look like you've seen a ghost. Take your time. Now, let me know how I can help you.
I'll be all right, Mr. McGrath. Don't waste your time worrying. With a man at...
This road is dangerous and you're shaking like a leaf in autumn. What are you doing out here?
Mistress Phoebe Walcott had an urgent delivery and I set out to make it. I should have known better and stayed in the store. I am often stricken with anxious deliriums. But Phoebe is elsewhere, so I must take the road. That is how you find me here, an old fool, all shook up.
These anxious deliriums, the fits of worry, are they new?
No, sir. They are not new. I've had them a very long time. Long before the curse. Before I came to New Eden. And before I came to work for Mistress Walcott.
What frightened you so?
It was not a ghost, Banisher.
Very well. So what did scare you?
A liquor bottle appeared among my affairs, as if out of nowhere. And it is not the first time. It's not mine, for I do not drink. It's not Mistress Walcott's, because she would not part with it. I didn't pack it. So why is it there?
Because a ghost put it there.
Not the first time, you say?
No. The bottles have appeared in my room above Phoebe's store. More recently, in her house across the way.
Would you like me to walk you back?
No. My bride would be hurt. Don't wait for me. I'll catch my breath here and make my own way home.
I'll see you later, Ishmael.
Anytime, sir.
Description also like it's a guy who looks like some kind of refugee, asylum seeker guy. He's polite to the point of subservient. There's a kindness in him and wisdom too. What the fuck is this description? Fuck you. What bullshit game. Ismail.
A few bottles of liquor turn up, and the man shakes like a leaf?
The bottle has to be the trigger. Buried wounds and all that.
Yeah, I'm also going off and now. Might be back tomorrow, so maybe until then.